talk about the forecast.
Yeah, here's a safety idea. Don't. Stay in.
Stay in.
Right? I mean, that's the easiest way to do it.
I think we need to emphasize because, we keep telling people to stay inside, but that's not coming until tomorrow.
Right. Yeah. Today, if you got to prep today, do it today. We got plenty of time. In fact, Arc Generators camera showing nice old cloud deck that's been sliding in. I'm going to have to make a few adjustments to my forecast here for today. But what it's also showing is that it's going to be keeping our temperatures probably a little cooler than where we expected to go, about 40, 42 today. Maybe closer to about 38. 31 is what we're sitting at right now. We've been in the 20s most of the morning. The air's still fairly dry, too. That's why some of the initial waves of some of the moisture that's moving in probably won't make it to the ground until late night tonight. So even though the radar may be showing some light scattered showers, a lot of it's not going to hit the ground just yet. That's what we're seeing. It's fairly quiet out there on the Storm Tracker 2 live radar, but notice as you get way down into the valley there south of San Antonio, a little quick burst of what looks to be a little bit of maybe some sleet. Again, probably not hitting the ground just yet, but it is an indication with that cold air in place, it's just a matter of time before this moisture starts to move in. And once it does, then, all bets are off, and we'll see what happens after that. We'll talk about the details here in just a second. 28 over to College Station right now. We're sitting right at or around 30 to 32 degrees across the metro, and now 35 down in Galveston. This may be where many folks park it this afternoon. I don't think we're going to get much above mid-upper 30s. We've got winter storm warnings that kick in at 6 o'clock this evening. Notice those stretch all the way south of Corpus down to the border, basically, the whole valley, and then up here across southeast, and then into Beaumont and parts of Louisiana from Lake Charles towards, let's say, Baton Rouge and Lafayette that could pick up upwards of 6 to 8, maybe 10 inches of snow. So it's not just here. This is going to be a major Gulf Coast storm over the next 24 to 36 hours. For us, if you're getting prepping, do it now, because by the time we get to this evening, the clouds will thicken up, temperatures will hold in the mid to low 30s, and that's when everything starts to change over. So we're likely going to be looking at light rain tonight, switching over to some sleet, and then eventually changing over to all snow. Now that could happen as early as 3 a.m., that could happen as late as about 5, 6 a.m. Either way, it will be snow until about lunchtime. So we're talking at least a good 6 to 8 hours where it's all falling, looking just like this. So of course that will ice down the roads. And then we talk about Wednesday morning, we'll be in the teens, and we're just not going to get this to be able to melt probably until at least Thursday. So let's run our Futuretrack. This is one of our short-range models here. I'm going to stop it at a couple of different points. We'll stop it at about 11 o'clock. Notice that we're still above freezing, about 33, 34, but we're already starting to see some sleet, a little bit of very cold rain, and then to our northern counties starting to switch over to snow. That slowly starts to head southward as the temperatures drop into the upper 20s by 3 a.m. to about 5, 6 a.m. when everybody across the metro could be looking at snow showers or at least some heavy snow pockets that are moving through 7, 8 o'clock and then eventually down to the coast as they drop below freezing. All of that turns into snow as well. So we could be looking at snow down in Galveston on the coast and the beach here. Not out of the question. Could get a couple of inches, to be honest with you. That's 10 o'clock, and then by 11, 12 o'clock, all of that finally starts to move out. As it does, we'll get a few flurries left over. Now, this model in particular says, hey, we get some sunshine, we're going to get up into the mid-upper 30s. If we've got a couple of inches of snow on the ground, I doubt that. Probably closer to 31, 32. So that may put everybody at maybe an hour or two above freezing, and then we quickly jump back down into the deep freeze for early Wednesday morning. Now, here's one of the other snow totals that I want to show. This one's a little more aggressive than some of the others, but it gives an indication. If the conditions are right, we could see anywhere from 3 to 5, 3 to 6 inches. I don't think that these are an anomaly, but that may not be as widespread as what it looks like. Either way, by Wednesday morning, we're starting off in the teens. So the roads will be icy and frozen. We get above freezing Wednesday afternoon, but we could also be looking at back down into the freezing zone for both Thursday and Friday morning in the 20s. Back to the 50s. So best advice, guys, is if you get things prepped today, lock it in for tomorrow and Wednesday. I think Thursday will be okay, Friday as well, but still there will be some icy roads and probably some of the higher flyovers will be closed through like Friday morning.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that like Fred Hartman Bridge or the one on 6 on Beltway that goes over near City Center up the street from us here onto 10, how high that goes.
Oh, yeah.
I bet they'll shut that down for a couple days.
I'm sure they will, yeah. And though that's obviously the scary part of this, but there's some exciting parts. We want to see those click-to pins.
I mean, the snow's going to be great.
Out.
If this pans out,
I'm
telling you what, this is going to be a whopper of a snow day for the kids tomorrow.
They're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. We'll be working and they'll be out building snowmen.
That's right.
We might be the only people working, along with EMS. We'll see you guys out there.
Yeah.
Jay, thank you.